Guys, so today I am going to be showing you how I created this burnt orange smoky eye. I did a really pretty winged liner and a smoked out bottom lash. So if you want to see how I created this look, then just keep watching. Hello, so I already did my eyebrows. I used the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz on the front portion of my brow and the Dip Brow Pomade on the tail ends of my brow. Now I'm just going to start priming my eyes with the the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion and just set that with some Too Faced Primed and Poreless Pressed Powder. If you have drier eyelids, you may be able to get away with just putting some concealer on your eyelids and buffing that out and then setting that with a powder. If that ends up creasing, you may want to purchase a primer. Then on a Sigma E40 brush, I'm going to take Creme Brulee by Makeup Geek and just start buffing that into my crease. I go in windshield wiper motions at first and then in small circles just buff that out. This does not have to be precise, just make sure that you really get it into that crease and build up the intensity that you would like. In the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, I'm going to take Sombre, the darkest shade in the palette, and I'm going to start buffing that into my crease with a a Morphe M441 brush. I'm going to keep this color a little bit tighter. I don't want this color to get too crazy everywhere like the Creme Brulee because I want to keep the crease nice and dark and only the crease. I don't want it to be everywhere. Then I'm going to start placing the orange shade from the Morphe 350 palette. It is the rightmost color in the palette, lower right on the bottom. Anyways, and I just sprayed my brush with some Fix Plus by MAC, and then I'm just going in with a Sigma E55 brush and just packing that in on my lid. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to darken up the outer portion of my eye. I just took one of the darker shades from the Morphe from the Morphe 350 palette. Really, you can use any of those shades in that palette, or you could even go back with the Kat Von D shade and just build up the intensity with that shade. I'm just building this up to create a deepened effect in that outer corner. Now I'm going to take a Sephora angled liner brush, I think it's number 22, and I'm going to use Maybelline's Blackest Black Gel Liner and just start creating a winged liner. And as you can see, I just draw a line all the way up to the highest point where I want the line to be, and then I connect from the outer corner up to the line that I had already drawn. And then what I do is I connect a smaller line from the inner portion of my eye to the line I already created, and then I will go back with a Palladio liquid liner and fill in the very, very, very inner corners of my eye. To prime my face, I'm going to use the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer, and I'm just going to really press that into my face and make sure that it's really set into my skin. For foundation, I'm going to use the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Stick in the color Y325. And then with an IT Cosmetics Flat Top Kabuki, I will just, in small circles, start blending that out. For concealer, I'm going to go in with the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Invisible Cover Concealer in the shade Y31. I'm just placing this on a little piece of plastic. This actually came with the with my MAC, with some MAC powder that I had recently bought. You don't even have to use that. You can just use the back of your hand. And then with any brush, I just am dabbing this underneath my eyes in kind of a triangular shape. And then I will go in with the Urban Decay Weightless Complete Coverage Concealer in the shade Fair Neutral, just to brighten that color up just a little. And then I will blend that out with a Real Techniques complexion sponge. And then I'll just go in and flip my sponge over and make sure that the concealer is really nice and blended with the foundation. And then I'll just do the same thing to my forehead, down the bridge of my nose, and the top surface of my chin, or the highermost surface of my chin. I forgot to add the Urban Decay, so I just went in and did that after I had blended out just a little tiny with the complexion sponge. I want my highlight to be a little extra today, so just one little drop will do you good. I'm using the Sephora Radiant Luminizing Drops in the shade Ultra Light. I just drop a little bit on that piece of plastic, stick my ring finger in it, and just start blending out with my ring finger on both sides. You do not need a lot at all. Just one drop will get both sides done easily, and you'll have a lot left over. With the NYX contour palette, I'm just going to set my under eyes with a Morphe brush that came in a large Morphe brush set. I'm using the shades Soft Light and Cream. And then with those same shades, I will go in on a big fluffy brush from the same Morphe set and start setting the other concealed areas. And then on a fluffy angled brush, I will take MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in the shade Medium Golden and just start setting the rest of my face. In that same NYX contour palette, I'm going to take the color Sculpt and just do a little bit of shading on my nose and then carve out my cheekbones. I kind of wish I would have chosen a darker shade, not for in person, but just for the purpose of the video and the purpose of demonstration. In person, it looks really, really pretty, and then on camera, I feel like the contour ended up showing up really light and you can't see it too much, but that's okay. Now on a fluffy brush, I'm going to take NARS Laguna and just do a little bit of bronzing, not too much. And then with my Morphe E4 brush, I'm going to take the very middle color in this Morphe palette and do a little bit of blush on my cheek, or I'm sorry, on the balls of my cheeks. And then with a Morphe 501 brush, I'm going to use MAC Soft and Gentle to highlight. Oh, and here I'm just making sure that everything is nice and blended together. Now we're going to do highlight. And I'll just highlight the very top portions of my cheekbones where I placed that Sephora luminizing liquid gel stuff. Now on a flat shader brush by Morphe that came in that set, I'm just going to take Kat Von D's Sombre again and start packing that really, really, really tightly underneath my lower lash line. We'll really start to buff it out and blend it out when we use creme brulee, and I'll show you that here in just a second. Here's where I'm going to take creme brulee and just start blending that out. If you find that it becomes too light, just go back in with your darker shade and add more, and if it becomes too dark, take your lighter shade and just start buffing it out, and you'll really get a smoked out bottom lash line if you just keep going back and forth and being very patient. Then I'm going to take L'Oreal Telescopic and just coat my bottom lashes. I feel like after you do your bottom lashes, that's really when everything comes together. Just like when you do your lid and whatnot with eyeliner, when you do your mascara, everything comes together. I feel like that is really ideal when you're doing a smoked out bottom lash line. Everything really comes together after you get a really good thick coat of mascara on your bottom lashes. However, it's not necessary. If you don't like it, it is totally not necessary. And then I'm just going to put a very thin coat on my top lashes, just so they blend in nicely with my false lashes. Then in this Morphe palette, just taking that shade that I just showed you, I'm just going to highlight the top portion, or I'm sorry, underneath my brow bone with this Sigma E30 brush. No, I'm sorry, E60 brush. And then with this Sigma E30 brush, I'm going to highlight the inner corners of my eyes. This color was just a little bit more pink than the other one. And now for false lashes, I'm going to be going in with velour lashes. I'm not sure which style this is in. I checked the box up and down and sideways and could not find a name, but I will try to find it and link it down below. And then I'm just going to place these using the House of Lashes Clear Lash Adhesive. You don't have to use tweezers, but in my opinion, tweezers makes it a lot easier because tweezers are more precise than your fingers, and you can also see what you're doing. Your giant hands don't get in your way, or my giant hands, rather, don't get in my way. And then with Kat Von D's Bow and Arrow, I'm going to start coloring in my lips. I did a little bit of overlining, not that that was on purpose, but yeah, after you get that on, this look is complete. Thanks for watching. Result. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.